Hello everybody, I'm Lunar Tuna, and I just wanted to take some time to make a video so you guys could get to know me a little bit. My name is Dan. For those of you that don't know, I know a couple of you do. I live in Pensacola, Florida. I just started doing this. It was kind of an out of the blue thing, and it's just I've wanted to entertain people for a while, and I've always thought on and off about doing something like this. And I always tended to kind of shy away from people. I'm not the most forward person in the world, especially when it comes to audiences. I tend to be shy when it comes to being in front of an audience or trying to entertain lots of people because it's never been something that I've been comfortable with, I guess. But the idea of doing this on YouTube and making these videos to me, it's something that I want to do, and it seems like something that's actually a wonderful, wonderful thing to do. Not only because I get to entertain you guys, because I love playing video games. I always have, ever since I was little. I mean, I remember my first video game was when I was 6 years old, back still living in Germany. I think I played Secret of Mana on my mother's Super Nintendo. And I've loved video games ever since then. And I can't remember more than a week going by, except for when I was grounded, mind you, because I had some, I was a troubled youth. I did a few things I shouldn't do. And I've always loved it. It helped me cope with a lot of things, and I know that sounds silly because video games are just an escape from reality for some people, and that's just how it was for me. I played games because it made me feel better about the things that I lacked, you know. You can be whatever you want to be when it comes to video games, and for the longest time I didn't realize that you could do the same thing in real life. And you really can. You might not be able to be a warrior or a wizard of some kind, or you might not be able to fight demons or, you know, do those kinds of things. But in all reality, you really can be anything you want to be. And that's important to remember. It really, really is. And it's something that's taken me a long time to learn. You know, life isn't always the easiest thing in the world to deal with, but it does get easier, and if somebody stumbles upon this video or happens to watch it that is struggling, I wish you nothing but the best, because there is so much to life. There's so much to see and so much to do that even if you are stuck in a low point, it's worth it to stick through it. It really is. But besides the point, about me, I live in Pensacola, Florida. It's a shabby little apartment. It's small, but it's home. My equipment for doing this, I use my laptop, I've used my Xbox, I've even used my phone. I don't have the best recording equipment. I'm getting there. I really am. And I'm trying to make the best quality content I possibly can with what I have. And it's working. It's working. I'm looking at microphones with screens, pop guards, I think they're called pop screens. Something like that. I'm learning the term slowly. But I have watched a few things and kind of gotten an idea of where I need to go with this to kind of move it forward. And looked at a few things and done this and that. And we're getting there. This whole YouTubing thing is proving to be a lot more difficult than I first intended. Getting everything to work, I've had editing hiccups, and editing is a nightmare for me. I am no good at it. I try, but I am no good at it. But it's one of those things that, you know, you gotta stick to it, and that's one thing that I've told myself is, it's going to be hard starting out. It's not going to be instant popularity. It's not going to be, you know, 2 weeks from now I'm going to have 100 subscribers, and that's not what I expect it to be. And I want to stick to it and see what happens with it. And, you know, if a year goes by and I'm still with the same 4 people, which I love those 4 people that are subscribed to me as of this moment right now. I love you guys. I really do. You know, it's wonderful. I'm glad that you're there to watch these videos with me. I'm glad that you're there to, you know, observe what I do and see where this goes, and I appreciate you very, very much, and you know, I honestly, my heart goes out to you guys because you're the first ones. You guys are the ones that are watching first, and I appreciate that greatly. Um, I really don't know what else to say with this one. I kind of wanted to make a vlog and kind of keep a record of all this, and I'm hoping to keep doing it in the future. I hope to keep up with it, and if you guys happen to have questions for me that you post in the comments below on this one, I'll try to answer them in the next one. Or I just try to spout off about random things and, you know, talk about things that interest you guys, or just talk in general. Just a video journal, video blog. I know vlogging is the big term right now. And honestly, if you guys want to call it a vlog, then guess what? I guess I'm vlogging! So that's cool too. But I just really wanted to get out there and say a few things and say how this started and why this started. Not only so that the people that come back and look at this channel in the future, if it does become anything, come back to the first few videos and see this and see how it started. And also just to remind myself, you know, in the future, even if this doesn't take off, even if this never goes anywhere, that, you know, I tried, I gave it a valiant go, I gave it what I could, and that there were people here to support me. And that I care very deeply about those people that do support me, because, you know, I don't want this to be one of those endeavors where if I do get big, that I just start forgetting about the people that helped me get there, because there's certain people I'll never forget about. And I don't ever want to forget about the people that helped me make this a success, if that's what it's destined to be. Because I'm doing this because I want to enjoy my gaming, and I want to share the experiences that I have with you guys out there, and hope that you guys enjoy them as much as I do. And it's one of those things that I really, really, really hope I can do, and it's one of those things that mean a lot to me. But outside of this, as of right now, obviously I work a normal job. I actually work with kids that have developmental disabilities. Basically, I'm a caregiver, a midget nurse, basically, small kind of nurse. It's a great job. I can't complain. I mean, what I do, I help people. I take care of these kids that cannot take care of themselves and advocate for them. And in all honesty, I love them. They're wonderful kids. And there's sometimes where I look at this job and realize that these kids, for all the things they cannot do, can love each other and everyone that comes into their lives with an open heart so much easier than we can. And it's such a learning experience, and it makes me feel so warm inside to see them on a daily basis and being around them and taking care of them. And yes, it can be emotionally draining, it can be mentally draining, very much so. But to see them grow and see how they behave for everything life has given them, and still be happy. They still smile, they still laugh every single day. And that means a lot to me, to see that, to observe that, and really, really, really get to be a part of that. And I just wanted to share all that, because that's what I do right now, and it's not something that I ever want to stop doing. If this picks up enough, I'd really like to support some of the charities that work in this kind of field. Or still, every so often, I just want to keep being there for kids like this and adults like this, because it is such a... The people that work in this field, myself aside, I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but they're wonderful, special people. Because it can take a lot, and I can tell you up front myself that the pay in that line of work is not very good. The benefits aren't good. There's nothing good about that line of work in terms of the reimbursement, in terms of the kinds of conditions you have to deal with, because you deal with a lot in that kind of work. But what is great is the feeling you get from doing it, is the clients that you support. And that's a wonderful feeling. So that's what I do when I'm not doing all of this, when I'm not trying to entertain you guys, when I'm not trying to make you laugh, make you smile, or make you point at me and say, oh, look at that big scaredy cat, he's a big old dummy. Because, you know, I know that's true. I mean, I jump at everything. I am the most scared person in the world, and that's fine with me. That's really is fine with me. I like horror. I do. I enjoy the horror aspect of games. I enjoy the horror aspect of movies. But all that aside, I just wanted to give you guys a little glimpse into me, myself, because it's hard to gauge what kind of person I am when I'm in a little box, you know, up here. I can't turn my fingers. I guess it's up here, or is it maybe up here? I don't know. I have a feeling it can migrate. But wherever the little box is that I usually commentate from and yell from and do whatever I do and make these weird hand motions and talk with my hands because I do that a lot and I'm a fish. Okay, there we go. But for those of you that have subscribed to me, not just now, but in the future, thank you. Truly thank you. Because this is an adventure for me. And any support you guys give means so much to me on a personal level. And I wish I could come out and shake each and every one of your hands now and in the future and say thank you individually. Because in the end, it's going to be you guys that make this happen for me. It's not going to be my doing. Yes, I'm the one making the videos, and I'm going to be the one doing the editing. But it's going to be you guys supporting me that are going to make me want to keep doing it, and that's going to make me feel like I'm doing something worthwhile. And that's great to me. That's wonderful. That's literally the best feeling in the world. So, I'll leave you with that, and I hope that all of you are well. And I hope that I'll see you in the next video. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and say my goodbyes.